Big-time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos, with huge early pick four pools at the track of sunsets and stars, with 187,000 on March 15th and a late pick four pool of nearly 160,000. Our pick six pool on Sunday, April 19th, was nearly 140,000. Don't miss our first futurity final of the meet, the Robert A. Dare Kindergarten Futurity on Sunday, May 10th. Big-time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos.
And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show. This is going to be a quick, fast-moving show. We have a great stakes race on Saturday, the Kaweah Bar Handicap, and lots of two-year-old action here at Los Alamitos, following a really great week on Sunday with the trials to the kindergarten futurity. The night belonged to Jose Flores. He just kept on winning trial after trial after trial, ends up qualifying. Is it 7 out of the 10 fastest qualifier? Just a big night for Jose Flores. I'll start with Chris Wade. Just very quickly, Chris, your thoughts on the night of trials here at Los Al.
Well, it's a great night of racing, and we haven't seen a night that Jose Flores had for quite some time. So very, very impressive. And of course, the most impressive one of all was obvious heavy favorite in the as deserving favorite in the kindergarten futurity final on May 10th. Is going to be Contentious. That horse had a good amount of trouble. He's the fastest qualifier, despite having, I would say, 15, 16 trouble at the very least. That puts him like a 15-52, something along those lines on my numbers.
Yeah, definitely got bumped around a little bit, but a strong finish for the runner. And, of course, Michael Wrona calling all the trials action. Michael, what stood out to you?
Well, apart from the Jose Flores angle, Contentious has the same owners as Romoland, who missed in a photo finish in the last race. And that would have given Jose yet another win, but Romoland was still plenty fast enough to qualify for the final. And what a strong hand for those connections.
No doubt about it. I actually had Romoland as my consensus top pick. And Chris, I ended up winning the first 6 races on the consensus. Yet I'm down in the winner's circle, and Joey Quarters tells me you won the consensus by a point. So I demand a recount, Chris, because I had Romoland picked on top, almost got that one, and started off with the top 6 races with my top pick winning. So you got to do some explanation here, Chris.
Well, Romoland was best in that last race. Very well should have won the affair. Probably would have got you a little bit closer to my number, but what can you say? He ran a great race. Yeah, he ran a great race. He came up just a little bit short. Those connections look triple tough with everything factored in. Trouble track variant, they figured as the top 2 horses. And Jose Flores, what a night he had with all those winners. And Content is so very impressive when winning by a nose despite a good amount of trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. Irving Lara had a big night as well. Looking forward to how that all shakes up. Like who is he going to decide to ride? I think I have a pretty good idea on whom, and then who gets the other Jose Flores runners heading into the final. Of course, the final being held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May the 10th. First post this Saturday is 6:10 p.m. And just like we did last Sunday with a slew of juvenile races, we're going to have quite a few 2-year-old races as well. In fact, out of the 8 races on a Saturday, 6 of them will be for juveniles. But now it moves on. Now we're looking at horses that are prepping for the Edberg Million Futurity. They almost have at least one start heading into the Edberg trials. So there's an opportunity for these horses to get that that pre-race going. And then if anything, if they want to come back and have another race, they still have time to do that. Michael, you have a selection here on a Saturday night, and it comes in one of the 2-year-old races, right?
Yeah, speaking of Contentious, we've just been talking about her fantastic win in the fastest kindergarten futurity trial. But we're about to take a look at her debut win, because the horse I've picked chased her home on that occasion. That's Irately, number 7 in race 7.
Well, here it is, Michael. This is going to be Irately's debut as well. as contentious debut race as well, March 22nd, right?
Yes, from post position 3, the horse was no match for the brilliant Contentious, but that's not an embarrassment because the time was so fast. Contentious, as we know, broke 12 seconds for the 2:20, and Irately's individual time in finishing second was a respectable 12.24. And if we keep it going, you'll see a good gallop out here. The gold all red silks as Irately zooms through along the inside around the turn on the gallop out, heading Contentious, strongest horse on the gallop out. And I thought it was a really nice piece of work from this horse by Golden Boy, who will eat up the extra 80 yards going to 300 yards in the 7th race on Saturday night. So while there are no particular trouble notes for Irately, you could just say, shrug your shoulders and say, well, the trouble was Contentiously was in this race. So I think that the horse is beautifully drawn out there in gate 7 Saturday night. It's a good-looking maiden field on paper with a couple of expensive yearling purchases. The one horse, AJ Crowned Majesty, brought $200,000 as a yearling. I'm willing to risk him despite some fast works because I did notice that he broke inwards when he had the inside post in his latest work on April 8. So I'll wait for another time for him. Now, Ed Burgar is paying a lot of respect to number 5 Uptick, who has a pair of bullet works for the big spending owner Gamaliel Garza Garcia. Juan Alleman trains this $232,000 yearling purchase. That was from the Los Alamitos sale. And the breeding's there, favorite Cartel up for it. The morning works are there. Obviously, this race contains several horses with great potential, but we're dealing in the here and now, and we have seen this continuing trend across the season so far that you cannot place enough emphasis and value on race experience. The fact that Irately's been out there and done it under the lights under race conditions and has the good draw in post 7 should be enough, in my opinion, for him to take care of these newbies, who obviously are worth watching going forward. But second time has been the charm on several occasions in recent weeks for these 2-year-olds. And if fixed odds wagering were available, I think I might snap up some 5-2. I've got a feeling we might struggle to see that on the tote board leading up to post time.
Yeah, Michael, and you noted that the fact that so many of these horses are doing so well with experience. In fact, I gotta say, like, is that every qualifier in the kindergarten had a race that going into the trials, and I think that was probably a reason why the trials were overall pretty cleanly run. There wasn't too much trouble overall on that night of on the night of trials, and so many of those runners came back. Monday's Dynasty, for example, Jack Hay. So many of them came back and ran nicely second time out. And like you mentioned, Michael, a little nice price runners in this race. Number 7, AJ Crown Majesty, over 200,000. Stop Walking was purchased for 77,000. You mentioned Uptick and several others as well. Really,
the number 8 horse is sitting there at 8-1, Just One Famous Eagle. A lot to like about that horse's gallop out in the morning works, and is another horse to keep a close watch on going forward. At 8-1, certainly worth using in exotics out of Cartel Just Rockin', the last 2 million futurity winner Ed Burgar called in 2019. And yeah, so that's a horse at better odds to keep in mind, at least for exotics and definitely for the future.
Post number 1, really quickly, I'll just go through the field. Cattail Cove, Show and Tell Cartel, Just Being a Friend, Winner Share, Fire Tools 1, 2, 3, Cheater, CM Just Be a Cowboy, completing the field. 4 stakes winners in this group. Cheater being one of them. Just Being a Friend, who ran second in the 2021 winner, and Cattail Cove, of course, a multiple stakes winner. And we had a night when this horse made his 50th career start. Well, this is his 61st career start here at Los in his career, and this might be his 60th career start at Los Alamitos Cattail Cove. Tremendous warrior, an outstanding horse. Really quickly, Michael, before we take a break, who's your pick in the Kaweah Bar?
I'm really tempted to go with Cattail Cove. He's had so many tries to win this race, and
In the Kaweah Bar.
Cattail Cove #1, I think, is probably my pick here. Orlando just puts a smile on my face seeing him back in the entries. He's had a few tries to win this race, the Kaweah Bar, and I know that he might be a little bit rusty. We know he's now 9 years old. He hasn't run since December. But I think he's got a huge chance. It's not the deepest Kaweah Bar field I've ever seen. We got a rematch between Jess Being A Friend and Cheater. I did like Jess Being A Friend last time when he had the outside post and he got up and won. But I think Cheater has a chance to turn the tables on him at decent odds from out there in post 6. I think Cheater is sitting on a good race, second up off about a 2.5 month layoff. And I might make him the hardest to beat. I'll put Cattail Cove on top of Cheater 1-6.
Perfect, Michael. We'll take a quick break. We're going to say bye to Michael, and we'll come back with Chris Wade and hear his thoughts about the Kaweah Bar Handicap here at Los Alamitos. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Bye-bye, Michael. Yeah, so here's a new promotion at Los Alamitos at Burgar's. Every Saturday and Sunday after the last race, come and join us at Burgar's. We'll have some food specials, $5 draft beers. A lot of fun at Burgar's after that last race, and a nice crowd joins in and has a lot of fun there at Burgar's Sports Bar. Again, draft beers, only $5 after the last race. Chris, we were talking with Michael about his thoughts on the Kaweah Bar. Can you share your thoughts on this race? Who do you think is going to win it?
Well, it's a closely matched affair, and of course, you always got to lean toward Cattail Cove. But on my numbers, he's kind of regressing a little bit on my numbers. I'm going to give a look to Michael's horse that he used his preview show selection 41 nights ago. That'd be the 3 Just Being A Friend. This horse at post number 8 bobbled and brushed the side of the gate in that effort, losing about 3/4. But for the big run away, and finished very well on own with one left to give, and finished very, very strong. And with the trouble in the track variant, this horse has got my best number. I know it's facing a tougher group of horses, but the horse has got some quality figures on my chart. So I'm going to give this horse a slight look over the 2, Show and Tell Cartel. This horse had come off a workout last time, an A- workout, and bobbled and skied and was running a little headcock sideways last time. Still running okay, not a bad effort, but earning a decent figure on my charts. Give this horse a big look here for Elena Andrade. So I'm going to give Elena my top 2 choices with the 3 and the 2, and of course the 1, the old hard knock, and Cattail Cove always gives 100% every time inside the gate, and I have to look at the outcome as well. And then of course Cheater, not a bad looking effort last time when running up against the aforementioned Just Being A Friend, be my 4th choice. So 3, 2, 1, and 6, the Kaweah Bar there on Saturday night.
Yeah, one thing about Show and Tell Cartel, his last 10 starts have all come against Grade 1 opposition at his H division, Los Al 2 Million Futurity, the El Primero del Año Derby. It's a Grade 2 race, but you have all the top male horses on the ground. Then he qualified to the Los Alamitos Super Derby, faced the PCQ HRA and AQHA championship going on in the Southern California Derby, and then was part of the Brad McKenzie Grade 1 field, a race, a tremendous race, won by favorite Just Hawk over Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. So Show and Tell Cartel has been taking on all the top horses here. You might say this might be one of the easiest finals, one of the easiest stakes races that he's been a part of in quite some time here at Show and Tell Cartel. Okay, that's a look at the Saturday program. Let's go ahead and move on to the Sunday action. And while I bring up those past performances, if you notice the background image, those promote our place pick all bet, which has been just growing and growing each and every month. This bet used to handle about $15,000 consistently. I mean, it was always a consistent pool in the place pick all. And now, Chris, consistently is handling about 22, 23. Last week, the both of the pools were around the $24,000, $25,000 mark. So it's gotta be one of the best place pick all pools in the country now. Joey Quarters does a nice job putting out a ticket. You also talk about it during the broadcast all the time. Your thoughts on the place pick all?
Oh, I think it's a great bet. So there's to it. You see the horse from first or second. Cold horse racing, trouble is part of the game. A horse can run a great race and come up a no short from the win. But if he runs second, you continue on to the next race. And if you have two horses that run 1-2, you got it twice. If it happens again, it goes 2 times 2. You got it 4 times. You hit it a third time, bingo bango, you got it 8 times. You get a ticket that comes back, even with some prices, some favorites along the way, it comes back $150. You get that thing 4 times, 8 times, and then it returns your investment exponentially. So it's a great bet. And you get a couple friends together, put a nice little ticket in there, and you get a nice slice of the pie. And what the heck, you can get paid. Last week, I think on Sunday, it come back, I think it was $400 and some for some prices along the way. Saturday, excuse me. But I was kind of short on Sunday, but with all that favoritism, but still, it's a great, great bet.
Yeah, and if you happen to find a big priced horse that upsets the favorite and gets in there, who knows? You could end up with the whole pool. And not too long ago, I think the whole pool paid like $15,000 in the place pick all. So there is money to be made. And like you said, Chris, it is a lot of fun. Very overlooked pool because it's $1 bet. So you can play it for about $24, $32, $36 and lose a race. But if you have the other horse hitting the top 2, even if you didn't win the race with your runner, if you finish second in that race, you're still moving on. So give it a look, play it. The pools have been great here at Los Al. Okay, Chris, let's move on to your selection. It's in race 6, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give Queen Monarch a big look horse. Horse ran very well from the inside post, ran up against a nymph like a horse that has good amount of talent, well bred, well connected, and finally got the job done. I think it was a Lucky Lifetime start number 9. Nymph like got the victory. But Queen Monarch gave that horse a run for all the money, and with everything factored in, probably was best. This horse was on the rail, but the horse did veer in a couple lanes and put forth a huge run away and came up just a little bit short, got beat a nose, galloped out very, very strongly. So this horse could just break clean from that inside post. On my charts, has my best number by half a length, 3/4. So big look there at 7-2 in that 6th race there on Sunday evening.
Your thoughts on the outside horse? She's a Chilitos. Ed Burgar made this filly 5-2 on the morning line. Obviously, like your odds a lot better if I'm playing this race with 7-2 Queen Monarch. But you have others like Ex-Wife at 5-1, Mission Impossible at 4-1. Who, by the way, Queen Monarch outdid in that last outing. But again, Chris, your thoughts on she's Chilitos from Pro 7?
Yeah, she ran last 63 nights ago. She back bobbled and brushed and skied a little bit midway, but finished steady. And she ran very, very well. She got that nicely. The outside post is definitely going to enhance her chances. But on my numbers, Queen Monarch off that last two efforts with some trouble along the way has my best figures. And if she could just break and run a straight course from that inside post, that was a very impressive performance in beating the nose versus Jim Flack, a well-bred, well-connected runner who got the job done. But on my charts, Queen Monarch is the one to beat. And other than that, the 5 SR Cool Corona, pretty good effort last time. Of course, it worked pretty well prior and came up a little bit short from the inside post and draws between horses. And the good-looking gray, as I look at the outcome, is my third choice. But price play of the night, and previous show selection, I'm going to give Queen Monarch the edge there in race number 6.
Yeah, and Queen Monarch give another check mark for this filly. The fact that she's got experience running from the rail, has come from the rail twice, and has broken nicely from the rail before, and then, like you mentioned, in that last outing, finished nicely as well. So take a look there. Chris Wade's slice of the pie pick for Sunday, race number 6, number 1, Queen Monarch. Just very, very quickly, the feature event here on Sunday night is race number 8, an allowance test, and we got to just take a look at the outside horse. You Are the Best at 2-1 on the morning line. Just on class alone, a big standout here. Enters this race after running in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Oaks, won by Beautiful. And this filly ran third in the trials as part of one of the big upset trial race here, won by just a Blue Monday. She was a prize herself. Walk When I Walk qualified from this race, as did French Valley, and You Are the Best. And then in the final, You're the Best ran a solid race, finished 5th, finishing strongly. Now those races were at 400 yards, so that may have suited her nicely. She's a filly by Favorite Cartel from the family of all those great runners, Bomb Cyclone, Cyber Attack, Powerful Favorite, and so forth. So perhaps that extra distance did her perfectly. This race is a shorter race. They're going 300 yards, but man, you just cannot overlook that kind of class, right, Chris?
No, you really can't. And on my numbers, she's well named, because on my numbers, she is the best in this affair, coming back in 29 nights from that effort. And she's run well from the inside post, but she draws the outside post, so clear path expected. And anything close to a decent getaway makes her triple tough to deny as the obvious favorite and one of my better bets on the racing card from that outside post. So a decent getaway makes her triple tough to beat there. They're in a race number 8 on that evening of racing there on Sunday.
Yeah, Chicken Eagle from post number 7, trainer Lidolfo Diaz, 5-2 on the morning line. She's had, she definitely has the quickness. She has the speed. She might be on the lead, at least for the first 100 yards in this race. Chicken Eagle is not the greatest of finishers. That's going to be where You Are the Best will need to do her best work here. But Chicken Eagle, definitely quick out of the gate, and most likely the leader when the gates open, when Gary Brinson sends this field away in race number 8. So that's a look there at the Saturday and Sunday action here at Los Alamitos. There's Chris Wade's selection for the preview show in race 6 on Sunday, Queen Monarch number 1. We do remind you that Los Alamitos will be open, as always, for Kentucky Derby Oaks and Kentucky Derby Day. Great seats available in the Vessels Club. Gates open, let's see, on a Friday, that's Oaks, 9 a.m. Vessels and Burgars will open at 10, and Old Gates will open at 7 a.m. here at Los Alamitos on Kentucky Derby Day. Okay, as we say goodbye, Chris, we are going to play one more time the spot for Burgars and the new happy hour after hours.
Wow.
Here, $5 draft beers, lots of food specials as well. Chris Way, you usually swing by Burgars and check out, say hello to all the fans there. So I'm sure you'll be swinging by Burgars here over the weekend, right?
Yeah, be stopping by. Got a quick note. Got a horse. I said I like a 2-year-old racing at Sam Houston. We have it on the website and on the program. Race number 6. I got a horse that was an A- worker. Was second in his training race. 6th best of 116. That's race number 6-2. 4-1. The trainer's hitting at 20% with first-time starters. But the horse he was outworked by came back to crush and qualified to the Mardi Gras Futurity in Louisiana Downs. So it comes out of a very strong race. And I mean, morning prep, a A- worker, and of course, the one with the race experience is the 4 who has a look in that event to give our horse a chance. Is well meant and well bet. But in race number 6, I'm using, give the 2-4 a big look there. Try to get you a little bit of playing money for our program there on Saturday evening racing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris. Thanks for everything. And for all the fans out there, thank you for spending some of your day here with us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.